All right, let's go to Richard, who's a Liverpool fan. Richard, good evening.
All right, Rich.
Good evening, gents. You all right?
Very good, Richard. Disappointed in Liverpool tonight. Not their normal self. Bit flat. Just looks like you lost without Mane and Salah. You just look a different side.
And that's it. I think, tonight was one of the most frustrating nights I've ever had at Anfield. I was on the carp and the atmosphere at times was good, but it certainly wasn't all the way through. And I think one of the issues we've got is without Salah or Mane, we still have a threat, because if you've got missing one of them, the other one is still there, making those runs in behind, dragging defenders all over the place, because they're that good at what they do. Even though Mane's not been at the top of his game this season, he still has that threat where he does move defenders around and creates that space for other players to run into. When you lose both of them, and then Trent Alexander has the game he had tonight, our creativity is gone.
Yeah.
And that's a real concern. I mean, had Trent been on form tonight, I think things may have been a little bit different. Had we had one of Mane, Salah, things would be a little bit different, but we didn't. And that the fact is,
well, you're at full strength. You know, at the end of the day, you're at full strength, Richard, without the players obviously in AFCON. But the squad's not good enough.
No, it's not at all. And you know what? I've defended our owners for a long time, because I think, I've looked at what they've been doing off the pitch. I've looked at the investment they've been making on the training ground, the stadium, everything else, and it's all been really, really good what they've done off the pitch. But now is the time for them to step up and say, you know what, our team on the pitch needs to be improved. We've got one of the best managers in club football at the moment, and if he leaves Liverpool in 3 years' time or 2 years' time with just one league title and one European Cup, honestly, it's a travesty. With the team that we've had over the last couple of years, it'll be an absolute travesty. And the buck will stop with the owners, because the investment just hasn't been there. We sold Coutinho so we could buy in Alisson and Van Dijk, and that was a brilliant bit of business. But where have we gone from there? Do you know what I mean? We need that investment. We need that extra couple of players to come in just to give the players that are in on the pitch at the moment just that bit of a boost and go, your place isn't safe in this team. You need to be fighting for your position every single week, because if you don't, we're going to bring someone in that's going to take your position. And at the moment, that threat isn't there. And it's a real frustration as a Liverpool fan to be able to sort of watch this team, who are absolutely incredible, but actually we may not win another thing because of the lack of investment. And if we lose Salah on the back of this season, because the only way we're going to get any money for him, if the owners don't want to give him a new contract, is by selling him this year, then where are we going to go from there? You can't replace Salah. He's the best player in world football right now.
For me, even though the numbers are eye-watering, and Liverpool they are not the biggest, certainly in wages, in the world, right? They're not.
No.
Right? But they are comparable. They are, for the club the size of Liverpool, they are, when you look at what Van Dijk is rumoured to be earning. Salah right now is one of the best players in the world. Mm-hmm. We saw tonight exactly who Liverpool are when they don't have him. Okay, Mane's missing as well. Yeah. But my God, if ever there was a reason to say, let's get this deal done tonight,
but
is
are
as
they
good
going
as
to pay £400 a week?
Well, I don't know, mate. That's not what Liverpool tend to do. They're not in that kind of bracket, are they? I think I'm right in saying Van Dijk's on about 220. So he wants roughly double what Van Dijk's on.
Yeah, he's the best player in the world.
I know, but that's the conundrum they're faced with. Like you, if I was in charge of Liverpool, I would give him it.
Yeah. Well, you got to look at the layout. No, but you got to look at the layout of if he goes, you have to spend 80 million to get someone similar to Salah, who might not even be at his level. I mean, Jack Grealish went for 100 million, and he's nowhere near as good as Salah. No. So you're talking about £100 million. You might as well pay £400 a week.
So what would, if he had right now, if he had a 4-year contract, what would it take to get him out of that contract? What would it cost another club to buy him?
Well, how long has he got left?
No, so the question I'm asking is, if he had 4 years left on his contract now, and Liverpool wanted to sell him at 29 years of age, what would they get for him now? What could they ask and someone would pay it?
150, 160.
Right. So if you're worth 150, 160 million pounds with a 4-year left, you've got to give that player the money that is worth a 160 million pound player, and that is £400 a week.
Yeah.
There or thereabouts. So you can't complain.
All right, let's go to Jack, who's an Arsenal fan. Jack, good evening.
Good evening, guys.
How are you?
It's been I am good. Thank you so much as always for having me, for bringing me on the show.
No worries.
Great show as always. But
Thank
yeah, it was a weird. To be honest, I mean, I'm with my mates in the car on the way back now from the game. We follow Arsenal home and away every single game. And to be honest, that resilience is something that we last saw back when Arteta first came to the club when we were away with a 2-2 draw at Chelsea. Jason, I'm sorry for bringing that one up.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Look, I thought we were brilliant. I thought our away.
We feel sorry for you following them home and away.
Nah, honestly, it's been fun. Like, look, I think our away fans are incredible. I think our away fans are incredibly undervalued and underrated by the rest of the league. I think there's a lot of disrespect towards us when the fact is that I think for the first time in a while our fans have kind of lost that entitlement that we've had in past years based on our history and have actually seen the club as a building process and actually taken it to back the team for once and it's paying dividends. I mean, it has done all season so far, bar the first three.
Yeah.
And I want to give a massive shout out as well to Ben White, who's come in and he's really started after a negative-ish few games to really cement his place in the team and be a real commanding ball-playing centre-back. And I really do think we have a very promising team moving forward onto Sunday, to be honest, and obviously for the rest of the season.
But then you still throw in, there's still an element of the old Arsenal about you, what we saw against Forest at the weekend. If you can get that side of it right, you can see that Arsenal...
how up and down are Arsenal fans, though? I mean, you're forgetting the fact that they got pumped by Forest the other day. You know, and it was like amateur hour, and now they get a result away at Anfield.
Well, look, they played well tonight.
They did play well. But
defensively...
Let's not get carried away with this Arsenal team.
No, but you've got to talk... Why are you being so bitter against Arsenal?
They haven't scored.
Well, they had 10 men.
I know, but didn't score. Didn't score against Forest. Didn't score against Liverpool.
Didn't
and
score
then we're
against
sitting
Chelsea.
on here going, Arsenal are amazing.
Maybe
we need to just chill out a little bit.
Why? Oh, because still not about last night. Still sore about last night. Is that what this is about?
I'm just,
Why do you why don't you?
You get Jack coming on. It's a great call, Jack. Yeah, fair play. But, let's be realistic. He got pumped by Forest the other day.
Is Jack still there? Paul Jack, does he want to have his say? Jack? You there, Jack?
He's there.
No, I was at Forest. Look, I understand that was a flat performance, don't get me wrong. But look, today we showed the intensity that we did against City. And to do that with a weakened team, when we've got the players that we do out of African Cup of Nations.
You got beat.
Yeah, but everyone, including you, got your guys on the show, were all saying how well we played against City and how we gave them a game and how it was.
Tell us about the North London derby, Jack. Forget that. Forget the City game. What about you and Jamie? What's the score? What's going to happen?
They're going to get tucked up.
You're going to get tucked up, Jack?
I'm worried. I think the intensity that we have to play up today with 10 men for as long could make us knackered for the game, if I'm being honest with you, especially with the lack of a midfield.
They've had one shot on target in 2 games, Jack. You've had one shot on target in 2 games.
We haven't had a Emile Smith Rowe in the team. He's been out, and he makes a massive difference to the way we play, how we connect from the transition, and how we play from a direct point of view. It does make a difference. I think looking forward to Spurs, what we've got to do is find a way to nullify the issue that we've got in midfield from a defensive standpoint, whether that, let's say, Arthur, as the rumours say, or even a last-minute thing for Wilshere based on today. We do need some cover there because at the end of the day, we aren't covered with just Sambi Lokonga, and unless you play someone like Ben White in defensive midfield. But then again, it's untested. But do you know what I mean? We're going to have to take risks, but we could do it.
All right, Jack, thanks for your call.
Jack.
Brilliant. Keep them coming in. 03717 223344. We're going to be taking them next. This is a Sports Bar on talkSPORT with me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy.